Hey guys, and welcome back. We've got another DD13 with issues. This one's in. We're getting coolant in our fuel. We started getting coolant in our fuel. Started noticing that a couple days ago. Now we're getting fuel in our coolant. So our reservoir right here is all full of fuel. All that is fuel right there. But we're about to tear this apart and get in there, look at those injectors, and we're going to pull those injectors, and we're going to see if those cups are leaking by. Typically on these 13 liters, the cups are the problem, or the O-rings. The O-rings for the cups can fail. So we're going to get started tearing it down and see what happens. All right. One thing about this system, when you get fuel in the coolant, you need to get it out quick, but you can't just drain it out. You got to diagnose it before you drain it. Start off by taking this air breather off. Let me show you all this right here, back in the back. I'm just going to give you a rough shot. Let's see, maybe really rough shot, golly. That bolt right there is, the nut right there is one you got to take off to loosen this sucker up. Right here, we took that clamp off, loose. All right, now this bracket, that bracket, this bracket, they ought to come off. Tried to throw me a curveball right here. That bracket right there, it's a T40. Well, a T40 will work. That line right there broke off. The fitting is still inside it. That's not going to stop us from diagnosing this unit, but I'm gonna either have to get a new fitting for it, or I'm gonna have to clamp those hoses off in order to do the whole test. Got to unscrew the harness. It's super easy to do. Just twist those off and then slide it out of the way. Or slide them off. Now, I got to get this harness out of the way. Easiest way to do that, I'm going to go ahead and remove the harness from the chassis right here on top of the injectors. Got to unscrew those, and then every point that the harness is held down, we'll probably go ahead and pull it all the way off. So pull these clips up and then slide that harness in. Okay, injector hold downs appear to be T25, or not injector hold downs, I'm sorry, thinking about the next step. The injector electrical connections are T25. You want to unscrew all of those. Oh, there we go. And then the bolts that hold the harness down are 5mm. I'm an idiot. These injectors have 4 connections. So you gotta unscrew all 4 sides per injector. Go ahead while we're at it and pull these clips out, because I'm gonna get this harness all the way out of the way. Okay, now we got to pull out our injector hold down bolts. You see on this one, it's right down in there. All right, for these injectors, it's really important to have a thin walled 10mm 12-point socket to fit in between the injector and the nut or the bolt, it's got to be thin walled. All right, now before we pull the injectors out, we've got to disconnect the fuel lines. So we're going to come in here and we're going to loosen all of these. You got your top screw that screws into your rail, and then that one down there, well, I guess I should show you on one I can actually touch. And that one in there goes to your injector. These injectors on the Detroits are pretty simple. The injector line screws all the way into the injector. You can see it's screwed into the injector body. So when you loosen up the nut that's on the outside here, you're loosening that line up from the injector and you're able to pull it. I'm going to go ahead and loosen all those up. Well, once again, it's dark outside and I'm still working. My wife's probably not going to be very happy about this, but I had to go get a tool. This is the line socket I needed. So I'm going to get these injectors out and we're going to check the system real quick and see if the cups are leaking or not. It won't take that much longer. I mean, everything is done except for these lines. So we'll pop them out, put some pressure on the system and see what's up. All right, so the line socket that I got, it needs to be warrantied out. It's not in good shape. So it's actually spreading as I try to pull these lines off. Jesse let me know that it was probably going to do that. I said, no, they're not that tight. Well, they're that tight. So I was able to get one loose with my crow's foot earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that out and see if that cup is leaking. When you're doing this test, you can't take just one. So if this is not leaking when we get in here, when I pull this one injector out, if it's not leaking, it's not definitive. If the one injector is leaking, I'm going to replace all the cups so I can go ahead and drain this fuel and coolant out. The reason I'm still out here doing this is to try and get that fuel out. The longer that fuel sits, the more damage it's going to do in this coolant system. So we want to get it out. The faster we get it out, the better. So we're going to pull this one and we're going to see what happens. Alright, here's the injector. O-rings don't look bad. There's definitely some coolant in there. I can see it. You can see it in the fuel. So more than likely this is going to be leaking. We're going to go ahead and do the test anyway. Make sure, verify. Always verify. Don't ever assume. Know what they say about assuming. Oh, actually, with the pressure that's on it now, you can see the coolant. You can see the coolant in there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and still put pressure on it, make sure. But that's a pretty good sign right there. So, as you can see, coolant is getting pushed from behind the cup. So we know we need a set of cups on this thing. Well, it's not all 6, but if one of them's leaking, the rest of them are leaking. As much fuel as we got in the water, good chance all of them are. So we're gonna go ahead and get the fuel drained out, coolant, fuel drained out, and we'll get back on this in the morning. But we know what we need. So, all right, I think that's it for tonight. All right, guys, we are back, and it's daylight. To start with, I'm really not sure where we finished up the other night. I think, I didn't go back and watch the footage, but I think that we finished up with our line socket. That's right, our 19mm line socket was spreading and we weren't able to get these lines loosened up in order to take the injectors out. So last night, late, I got home from church. I thought, man, if I don't go out there and get those injectors out, I'll get parts first thing and I won't be ready for it. So I came back out here last night and I got all the injectors pulled out. I ended up chasing Snap-on Man down yesterday all the way to Drummond's. I couldn't find a 19mm or 3/4 inch line socket anywhere other than the Snap-on Man. Snap-on had it on his truck. He was the first person I called. I drove out to meet him. I knew his route was close to me. So the lines are all the same. They're not any different. The injectors are all the same. They're not any different. So you've already seen what it takes to pull one. You loosen the injector hold down bolt, which is a one-use bolt. Keep that in mind because you've got to have new bolts going back in with them. And you pull it out. But today, where we're at, we're gonna get these injector cups out. And I got the tool right here. The cool thing about these Detroits and these injector cups is that they screw in and out. So you'll see, you look at this tool, it's got 4 little indentions on it, and that fits right down in the cup. And you're able to unscrew the cup from there. This part right here screws in and out. I guess I should show you. This right here screws in and out, and it controls those little, that end right there. When you unscrew the cup, there's no way to get it out, so you tighten that up and it'll grab the edge of the cup and you're able to pull it out of its spot. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out, and then we'll be ready for parts. Don't have parts yet, but we'll be ready to put the new ones in as soon as possible. And then as soon as we can get it back together, we'll get this thing full of water, full of Cascade dishwashing soap, and get that system cleaning out. Hopefully we don't have to replace any hoses on this deal, but we'll see. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I have elected to take the end out and to break all these loose before I pull them out, just for ease of operation. But you set your tool down in there, spin it around, you'll hear it click in. You can actually look down in the bore and see it. And I've decided to put my 3/4 socket on my ratchet and then put a little pressure on it, loosen it up. Once you get them all loose, you can speed the process up by putting your gun on them. Look, I don't even have the end in it still, and it still pulled the old one out. So there's one. Hopefully you're able to see down in the hole right now. Hopefully I don't block too much of the shot with my hand. There's one. There you go. Well, as you can see, the sun is going down again. I spoke it into existence. Parts man took a long time to get his parts today. He got here about 4 o'clock, and then when he got here, this bag, which has all the seals that we need to finish tonight up, or not tonight, to finish this job up, are in this bag. So now it's, I don't know, by the time I went down there and got them and came back, it's been a while. So it's pretty late, probably 8 o'clock again, and we got to get this thing done tonight. Customer really needs the truck back, so we're going to do what we got to do to get it done. Hopefully, we'll see what Bear does, but hopefully Hannah will be able to come out here and help me a little bit. That'll really speed the process up. But I'm about to get all this stuff ready to go and have it laid out so we can really roll, because I don't want to be awake till 2 a.m. and I've got a feeling that I'm going to be awake till 2 a.m. But I know y'all will be with me, at least in spirit, so let's get to it. So we've got the bores prepped, got the O-rings down in there, got them cleaned up, and we're about to put the cups in the motor. You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna try and show you on one. I got it all lubed up. I got a little bit of anti-seize slash sealant on the threads. Okay, let's see if I can do this right here. That's what I determined to be the best way. I'm sure somebody has a better way, but I'm putting in my cup O-rings. So we're going to push it down there. Trying to work around the phone here, it's a little more difficult without bumping the shot, so need a little bit longer pick doing this with the phone in my face. Here we go. Now we got some sweet action. Use one pick to hold it, the other pick to work around. Get an edge started. It helps if you pull this other side back up and then push down. But hold that edge while you're pushing it. Just push her back down in there. Make sure you got it all the way around, like that went too far there. Just got to pull it back up some. It's tough to pull it back up because that lip is right there. It's also tough to pull it back up because I can't see. And there it is. Got her in there. It's way tough. I made it look a lot harder than it really is. Trying to shoot it around the camera. Go to 37 pound-feet. Back it off. 180. Go back to 37. And that's that. Pull your tool out and on to the next one. I'll do that for all 6 of them. Now that we got our cups in, we're going to get our injectors put back in. Hannah's already got them ready to go. So she's going to hand them to me while I'm up here. And we're going to knock them out. This is number 2 injector. I'm going to show you how it goes in. You want to make sure you put these in, put your injector hold downs in before or with the injector. Because if you get this stuff going and you didn't put it in there, it ain't going to work. You got to kind of angle it a little bit, but it's pretty much one-handed. All right, tell me when.
When?
All right, now we're gonna put the injectors in. This is injector number 2. Make sure you got your hold down clamp. Make sure you got a brand new bolt in your hold down clamp. This is a torque to yield bolt, so you get to use it one time. Put it in there. Make sure you got them in there. If you get these things in here and you get this fuel line started, you're gonna have to restart because the hold down's got to be in there first. So here's our injector line. It's the next thing to go in before we tighten our hold down bolt. The reason for that is because this injector line has to screw into that injector, and if you check this out, if you tighten that screw up, you can't put it in there. So you got to put this in first. But before you put that in, you got to put your seal on, your injector line seal. Never hurts to give the seal a little extra seal, a little extra help. These are prone to leak, and they'll coat the whole side of the engine block down with oil, not fuel. Spread that around, spread that around. Then it goes on the injector line, just like that. Did I do it right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, here's your injector line hole. So your injector will go just like that. You don't want to take this off so you can screw it into your fuel rail. Alright, the way I do it, come over the top right here, Hannah. The way I do it is get that injector pretty much 90 degrees. You take this line, you got to line up both holes right here. See if I can do this. You got to pick up that injector line. It wants to sink down, it wants to sit down, not quite do what it's supposed to do. There you go, just like that right there. And when you get it started, I always come back out. Go ahead, come over. Can you see over here on this fuel rail? Come on. I always go ahead and crank that just a couple threads in. Come back to your middle. Make sure you got a good seat. There's no ring on that that's going to want to climb over. It's started. Now we push down. Now that you got it started, we can run that injector hold down till it's snug. All right, once it's snug, you can take this all the way on. It'll free it up enough to. Injector lines are hard to do, or hard to tighten, so I grab my line socket and I go ahead and use it. That way I can push and twist at the same time and get some pretty good leverage on it. You can see it sucking in there now. And that's how you put an injector in. We'll do all 6 of them. They're all done the same way. Some of them are harder than others. And then we'll get back to you on the next step. Our injector line's tightened to 35 or 30. It's 30. And then your injector hold down bolt is going to be 15 pounds plus 90 degrees. 15 pounds plus 90 degrees. Don't forget about your seal. Need to probably do this before you torque it down, honestly, because now I'm going to have to fight it. But probably need to do this before you torque it down, because now I'm going to have to fight it. But get your seal lined up, pop your 2 bolts in it, and you're done. Don't forget to torque your other fitting. Woo! It's getting late. I got the injectors in, I got all the lines hooked up, they're all torqued down. Remember, injector hold downs are 15 plus 90. Fuel lines are 30. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get everything else screwed back in. All of our injectors and our injector harness up next. Right here on this center one, pay attention. One goes on top of the other. There's all of our injector harness. Go ahead and plug all this stuff back up. They have to be unplugged. Whatever you do, don't forget to put on your locking tabs for your dadgum harness. They're sitting right there in front of me. I still forgot them. That's how it goes when you're working it after midnight. Just gotta learn to deal with it. Don't forget something. Good morning again, guys. Same job. Just wanted to wrap this up. Kind of moving into another problem that these trucks have. I guess I can show you what it is, but just want to let you know we got the cups in. We got everything done pertaining to that. We got our injectors back in and everything last night. What we're dealing with now is the DEF coolant lines. Let me see here. This right here. The fitting busted inside that line, and then the line is in bad enough shape I couldn't get it to take a new fitting. So got to replace the line. It runs down back behind the engine over the transmission. It's a big pain in the butt. I'm going to record it separate. Maybe I can show y'all how to do it, but there's no sense including that in this video. Just know if you're going to take the valve cover off these trucks, be aware that those fittings on the DD13s are terrible about dry rotting and breaking off. We were not able to get the system flushed out last night. Got all that diesel fuel in it still. I've got it ready to go as soon as I get this line swapped out, and I'm hoping I can just swap one of them. I got both of them just in case, but hopefully we'll be able to swap both of them or one of them out, and then get that thing running and flushing that fuel out, and get a couple cycles through it real quick before the day's over with. Yeah, kind of bummer. You stay up till 1 o'clock at night working, and then you get hit with another problem, but that's why we're here. We're here to fix problems. So hate that it didn't get going, because everything kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed on this truck, and finally it pushed one more time. So hopefully this is the last push we get and we'll get it going. Yeah, so if you want to know more about those coolant lines, check it out. I'll have another video up. It's a common thing on DD13s and 15s with DEF tanks on them. So as always, like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate all the people that have taken time to interact with us so far, and we're looking forward to the future. And if you know tips and tricks that I don't know, share them with me. I'd be happy to try them out, see if it saves time or effort or whatever. So look forward to the next time. We'll see you then.